guys, I'm SherDelva. I'm a poet and I love to analyze song lyrics. Today I am very excited because I'm going to be listening to Laurel Hell by Mitski. I've gotten a lot of requests about this album. As you know, I've been going through Mitski's collection of records, and I've gotten a lot of requests because she came out with a new album after 2 years. Now, I actually ran into a Rolling Stone article involving Mitski, and I have a question for Mitski fans. Do you think that this is going to be her last album? Because she said that she was going to quit music 2 years ago, but then she found out that she was contractually obligated to release an album, and she didn't know if she was going to present the album or just release it and be done with it. And so that makes me pose the question of whether or not there's going to be another Mitski album after this. Like, is this going to be the last album? And even though in the Rolling Stone interview, it seems like she's gained a lot of clarity in her music career, I also got the sense that she's still uncertain of whether or not she wants to be in this world. And so after reading that, I know that some of the songs in this album are going to be about her music career and how she's kind of been on a bit of a journey in discovering herself outside of her career. And I think that even though this is something that's really particular for someone that's in the industry of music and celebrity, I think it's something that we all can relate to in the sense that sometimes we don't know our identity outside of what we do, outside of what we do on a daily basis, our career, these things that start to define us. And then you get to a point where you're like, who am I outside of these activities? If I stop doing all that stuff tomorrow, who am I? And so I think that this album is going to be kind of an exploration of who she is outside of the music industry, who she is when she doesn't have the fame, when she doesn't have this or that, and the pressures that come with that fame and with her record label and having to put out an album, having to go on tour, all of these things that come across. So I'm interested to see, because I know that her single was related a lot to those topics. So anyway, without any further ado, let's go to the first song, Valentine, Texas. It's a little eerie.
Let's step carefully into the dark. Once we're in, I'll remember my way around. Who will I be tonight? Who will I become tonight? I'll show you who my sweethearts never met. Wet teeth, shining eyes, glittering by a fire.
Okay.
Let's drive out to where dust devils are made.
I don't know if that's a piano in the back, but I like that.
By dancing ghosts as they kick up clouds of sand, mountains found underneath, and maybe they'll finally float off of me.
Interesting. Huh. I don't know. That was interesting. It was a nice intro track, actually. I'm not sure if it was something that would be a highlight for me, but it was interesting. And I love that transition into that more explosive element in the middle. The one thing I can say about the writing style is there's a lot of imagery, which Mitski is really great at. I mean, just look at some of these words that she has: wet teeth, shining eyes, glimmering by a fire. I mean, all of those things, they create an image in your mind of what's going on here. And it says, shining eyes glimmering by the fire, and you start to wonder, like, what does that mean? She's had some kind of a glimmer in her eyes. So what is that? Is she sad? Is she crying? Or is she hopeful? You know, I think when she says, I'll show you who my sweethearts never met, I think the person that she is on stage maybe is a person that people close to her don't even know. And people who are family to her don't even know. And she talks specifically about her sweetheart. You know, maybe they don't see the side of her when she's, you know, creating this persona of sorts. So that's really what I have so far. She says, let me watch those mountains from underneath, and maybe they'll finally float off of me. Mountains from underneath. Maybe the pressure of overcoming a mountain. Maybe she's talking about the seeing a mountain can be kind of a daunting thing. You can look at a mountain and feel that pressure of having to climb over it. I think that kind of relates to the similar theme I mentioned before. I'm curious to know what y'all think about this song. Anyway, let's go to the next one. Okay, next we have Working for the Knife.
I cry at the start of every movie. I guess 'cause I wish I was making things too, but I'm working for the knife. I used to think I would tell stories, but nobody cared for the stories I had about no good guys. I always knew the world moves on. I just didn't know it would go without me. I start the day I ended so low, 'cause I'm working for the night.
Yeah, it's giving me a little bit of that rock element that she has in some of her other songs. I think this is about, from what I read in the interview and some other things, about her career and how she felt like she was working for the knife. She felt like she had to meet all of these needs, and that, you know, the more that she worked, it's like working for the knife. It's hurting you, you know? I'm curious to know what your interpretation of what that means, working for the knife. I cry at the start of every movie, I guess 'cause I wish I was making things too, but I'm working for the knife. Yeah, I'm curious what you all think about the working for the knife thing. Does that mean that she's working towards something that's going to hurt her, like a knife that's pointed at you? And I think, you know, she mentioned that she felt that way with her career. She felt like it's something that she loved to do, but at the end of the day, it felt like she was working a lot. So,
I used to think I'd be done by 20. Now at 29, the road ahead appears the same. Though maybe at 30, I'll see a way to change that I'm living for the night. I always thought the choice was mine. I was right, but I just chose wrong. I start the day lying and end with the truth that I'm dying for the knife.
yeah, she's definitely hitting on that theme of her career and what it's done to her and how it makes her feel. And she says here, I always knew the world moves on. I just didn't know it would go without me. I start the day high and it ends so low because I'm working for the knife. I think she's talking about the highs and the lows of her career and how this work that she does is eventually hurting her, and she's hurting herself with her career. I used to think I'd be done by 20. Now at 29, the road ahead appears the same. Though maybe at 30, I'll see a way to change that I'm living for the knife. You know, this what she has done has become her entire life. And I know this because in the Rolling Stone interview that I read, she was talking about how she thought that her career would be over in her early 20s, and it just kept continuing, and she felt this pressure to keep it going. She even mentioned that after the Melodrama tour, she went on tour with Lorde on the Melodrama tour, that her career kind of spiraled in a way that she didn't expect. It got bigger, and so there was more expectations. And on top of that, a lot of people have this idealized version of who she is. And I always thought the choice was mine and I was right. I just chose wrong. And I think that's important. She chose this for herself, right? She chose to be a musician. She chose to pursue music, but you just never know what the bad side is really going to be because you glorify it so much. And then you get to your career and it's not exactly what you expect. And so I think that idea of working for the knife, it's that idea of doing this work every day, you know, and it's hurting you. And I think specifically in this song, she's talking about how this was supposed to be her passion. She wanted to tell stories, but it's not going exactly the way that she thought it would. Anyway, I'd love to know y'all's interpretations. Definitely leave them in the comments below. So next we have Stay Soft. Mentioning that knife again. This is fun. This is fun. It's a nice little dance song that has a darker message underneath it. And I like the fact that she's talking about this. She says, you stay soft, get beaten, only natural to harden up. You stay soft, get eaten, only natural to harden up. I mean, that's talking about the world and people. You can start out being a very vulnerable and open person, but then people take advantage and hurt you, and you're naturally going to have a tougher exterior. You're going to change how you navigate the world. You're going to change how you communicate with people. And I think that that's an important theme. Funny, pure, and silver, you grip it tight inside like a knife. Funny, pure, and silver, you grip it tight inside. I think she's maybe holding on to her innocence, that furry, pure, and silver side to herself. That could maybe be what it is. It glints in your eye. It's why I arrive, your sex god, here to take you where you need to go, to where the dark remembers you. Definitely sounds like there's a depth there. I think she's exploring different sides to herself for sure. I'm not exactly sure what she's saying. I am going to kind of look because I'm very curious. I'm on Genius. I try not to look because I want to come up with my own interpretation. So someone's saying the speaker is coming in trying to open somebody out, and someone trying to open somebody up and release their vulnerability. I could see that. I'm not sure if I would take it that direction. I almost felt like the song was was talking to herself. I feel like a lot of Mitski songs are exploring who she is, or exploring this idea of the layers of our persona and stuff that we try to hide, and things that we try to not be vulnerable with people. Having a sniffles. I like this one. Give me 80s. Fun. Cool. I like that whole you stay soft, get eaten. Only natural to harden up. You stay soft, get beaten. Only natural to harden up. I mean, I think it's validating a lot of what happens to us as we get older and as we have more experiences that are difficult. We become harder versions of ourselves, and that's a natural thing to do. And maybe the song is saying, you know, keep some of that softness within you. I do think that she might be talking about a partner here. I am face down on my bed, still not quite awake yet, thinking of you. I tuck my hand under my weight. Just tell me what you want to do. Tell me what you want to burn away, 'cause I could be your stoker. I think that could definitely be a sexual reference. I think it's talking about stuff. I tuck my hand under my weight. Just tell me what you want to do. Tell me what you want to burn away, because I could be your stoker. I think that's kind of referencing that sex god thing. It's like, it's showing a little bit of dominance, maybe with Mitski and her partner. I think we're getting a little bit more of an intimacy, a little bit of sexuality here, and Mitski kind of using that to maybe process some of these emotions that she's feeling in regards to becoming a harder person, becoming a less vulnerable person. Maybe she uses intimacy as a way of becoming softer, or maybe getting somebody else to become more vulnerable with her. Have everyone. Taking the path less taken. I think she's talking about when she decided to take a break in her career, or to potentially quit her career. And I think she obviously felt a lot of pressure from people around her to keep going on this cycle of her music career, but she listened to her heart, which is so important.
And I left the door open to the dark. I said, come in, whatever you are. But it didn't want me yet.
gonna keep going.
And I opened my arms wide to the door. I said, take it all, whatever you want. I didn't know what it would take.
It's an interesting song. It's just kind of really repetitive as far as what's going on instrumentally, so I'm not sure about that. But I do like that she's going back to this theme in the last song of this process of losing her innocence, where she says, and I left the door open to the dark. I said, come in, whatever you are, but it didn't want me yet. Then, like a babe in a crib, after some big hand turns out the light. And I opened my arms wide to the dark. I said, take it all, whatever you want. I didn't know that I was young. I didn't know what it would take. I didn't know what it would take. So I think it's like reflecting back on that loss of innocence and just not being aware of what you're doing with your life or the choices that you're making. And I think like there was this unknown, there was this land of the unknown, and she knew that it could possibly have consequences. I left the door open to the dark. She knew that it was darkness, that it could be good, it could be bad. She wasn't sure, but she wanted to go through it. And she was like, take me, you know? And I think that's a theme that, you know, that's a theme that we've heard before of like going into that land of uncertainty. Back to that. Sometimes I think I am free until I find I'm back in line again. I think that's also hinting on trying to leave something and then you just naturally find yourself back over time, or you find yourself just you wake up one day and you're back to where you started, and so you weren't actually free. And I think that has to do a lot with her career. I think reading that Rolling Stone interview definitely gave me some insight into what some of these songs could be about. And I think she's tried to leave her career, but at the same time there's stuff that's enticing about it, and it's like once you dip your toe in the water, the next thing you know you find yourself immersed into it again. So I think that's kind of what the song is talking about. I don't know how I feel about the actual song itself, so I want to know if y'all like this particular track, because it was kind of a repetitive for me. Anyway, so Heat Lightning. I like this one. Let me start over. Interesting. Heat lightning running outside the window. So she definitely is using personification there, talking about lightning outside, and she's describing it as running outside the window. And so she's applying these human-like qualities to something happening in nature, which Mitski's really big on. I always call her the queen of personification because she uses a lot of personification in her writing. And there's nothing I can do, not much I can change, so I give it up to you. I hope that's okay. I think she's saying like, this is beyond me. She's having this moment where it's like, these feelings I'm feeling in the direction I'm going in my life, it's outside of my control. So I give it up to the universe. I give it up to a higher power. I feel like it's that kind of moment here, because she's obviously having insomnia, because she said she's stayed up awake for 3 hours and she's thinking about things. But at a certain point, she has to give up that control that she's seeking. Yeah.
I hope that's okay. There's nothing I can do, not much I can change. I need to
Wow. I like this one. This is powerful. Beautiful personification happening in this song. She said, sleeping eyelid of the sky flutters in a dream. Beautiful. Well, I've held on, but I feel a storm approaching. Trees are swaying in the wind like sea anemones. I love that. I love this whole entire stanza. It's beautifully written. She's so poetic. I really like this. It's powerful because it's describing an emotional moment in this process of surrendering and realizing that you don't have control. And I really like that theme in the song. And I also think it's one of the stronger tracks so far that I've heard. And it's definitely making me feel stuff, so that's always good. Okay, so just so you guys are aware, heat lightning is when you see lightning, but there's no sound with it. It's a soundless thunderstorm. And I had to look that up just to make sure. But if you've ever been outside and you see lightning and you don't hear anything with it, that's called heat lightning. And I wonder what that means as far as a metaphor for what she's going through emotionally. I wonder if like that might have to do with some of the things that she was feeling, where it's like the fact that you can see something but you can't hear it. I think there might be a deeper meaning to that.
not much I can change. Can I give it up to you? Would that be okay? There's nothing I can do, not much I can change. I give it up to you. I surrender. There's nothing I can do.
I like this one.
Not much I can change.
Wow, this one's really moving. Oh, it's so sad that she's felt so many of these emotions. I don't know, there's something about this song that reminded me almost like a Christian song. And obviously she doesn't necessarily have to be talking about spiritual, like a higher power, but she's definitely personifying the lightning that she sees outside in the sky, and I think that's kind of a higher power type of message. It's like, I give it all to you. I give up these emotions. I give up this temptation to have control over these feelings that I'm feeling. And there's this moment of just pure surrender, of breaking down and giving up on trying to figure it all out. It's like, I give it up all to you. You know, just give me, just help me figure this out. It's not up to me anymore. And I think that's really powerful, and that's why it's kind of getting to me on an emotional level. So that's definitely a highlight. Next, we have the Only Heartbreaker. I cannot deal with any relationship stuff because that's definitely gonna make me emotional. Like just hinting on that. Okay, at least it's upbeat.
If you would just make one mistake, what a relief that would be. But I think for as long as we're together, I'll be the only heartbreaker.
Oh, that kind of flipped it on its head because I thought I was going to be talking about someone that broke her heart, but she's the heartbreaker. And she even says, I wish you would make a mistake because I'm tired of being the one that's hurting you. That's kind of an interesting take on when just reading the title, you wouldn't have thought that that's what it's about.
I'll be the only heartbreaker. I'll be the only heartbreaker. So I'll be the loser in this game. I'll be the bad guy in the play. I'll be the water main that's burst and flooding. You'll be by the window only watching.
Ah, that's so beautiful. She says, I'll be the water main that's burst and flooding. You'll be by the window only watching. I think she's talking about how she has these breakdowns, these emotional moments, or she's crying. And this person that she's with doesn't have those moments, and it isn't the person hurting her. She's the one that's going through these ups and downs, this roller coaster. And I feel like the song is saying, like, please be the one to make the mistake. I'm the one that's only the heartbreaker. That's an interesting song. I actually love what's going on here lyrically because I don't think it's something that's always talked about in a song. Often we hear a lot of songs talking about how somebody hurt us, but this song is like, I'm the one that's causing all the chaos and the emotional conflict.
I'll be the only heartbreaker.
I like what's going on there. Oh, that's interesting. I like that part. Okay. It's interesting. I like the concept of the song. I like where that bridge where she goes, I go up. I apologize, you forgive me. I apologize, you forgive me. She's really building an image in her mind and a perception of this relationship dynamic. In her perception, she's the one that's causing a lot of the pain and the turmoil in this relationship, which could very well be true. And she's at the end, she's kind of gone to this acceptance. I'll be the only heartbreaker. I'll be the only heartbreaker. And in the end, she goes, and make me the only heartbreaker. So I'll be the only heartbreaker. So she's kind of accepted it, but she still has a little bit of insecurity about it. Now, sonically, I see what she's trying to do. It's giving me a little bit of an 80s vibe, I believe. I think that's what she's going to. It's like what was popular kind of a couple years ago with The Weeknd and Dua Lipa and all of that. So I don't know. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's just, there's some elements of that I really like, but then there's other elements where I'm like, okay, we've kind of done this. I don't think it's bad to do it again if that's authentic to you, but I just think for me personally, I'm not a huge fan of that 100%. I'm kind of like 60% into it, if that makes sense. Yeah, and one of the things I loved about Mitski is some of her songs, they sound so different and so unique, and I feel like this particular track was just reminding me of like 80s disco, which is fine, but I don't know. I think it's just a personal preference. Love Me More. Love Me More. Huh. I keep myself at home. I won't make the same mistakes that I made for 15 years. I could be a new girl. I will be a new girl. I wish that this would all go away. I wish that this would go away. But when I'm done singing this song, I will have to find something else to do to keep me here. Something else to keep me here. So she's desiring a reinvention. She's desiring reinvention. She's desiring becoming this new person that doesn't have these flaws. And we kind of saw that theme in the last song where she's like, I'm the one always hurting people. You know, this song is kind of talking about wanting to change. Here's my hand, there's the itch, but I'm not supposed to scratch. It's having that willpower, possibly resisting going back to old behaviors and feeling that itch to want to go back, but then trying to avoid it. I think that could be hitting on those themes. And she wants to be a different person so bad that she's just staying in the house because she's like, if I don't go out, at least I won't make any mistakes. If I'm home by myself, then if I'm home by myself, then I'm not gonna make bad decisions. Nobody has to see my flaws.
People live, I wonder how they keep it up when today is finally done. There's another day to come, then another day to come, then another day to go.
Wow. I love that because that's definitely thoughts that I've had where life just gets so overwhelming. How do other people live? I wonder how they keep it up when today is finally done. There's another day to come. There's another day to come. There's another day. I think that's really relatable. And I think sometimes life can just feel repetitive and like it's dragging out. And you can be like, how do people do this? How do people wake up every day and just live? Just existing as a human being can be difficult. Yeah, I think she's talking about wanting somebody to love her more than she loves herself because she doesn't love herself and she doesn't look forward to each day. I think it's hitting on those kind of themes, which is really sad, but it has this kind of fun dance beat in the back, which is cool. It's kind of catchy. I think I might need more time with that one too, just because it didn't click with me right away, but okay. There's nothing left here for you.
There's nothing left for you. Nothing in this room. Try and go outside. Nothing waits for you.
That's sad.
You had it once.
it's feeling so lost that she seeks identity in somebody else because she doesn't feel like there's anything left to her.
Give her all the love you saved for it.
Ah, it's depressing.
You could touch fire.
Nice transition. Ooh, I liked how that stopped. That was cool. That really added an emotional layer to it. Let me go back to that. Ooh. That's like, and then it passed, and then that music stopped, and it got to that slower part again. Beautiful.
To someone new, it'll keep passing on long after you. But you're the only one she's counting on. There's nothing left for you.
I like her vocal delivery. There's something really haunting and depressing about this song. Oh gosh. Oh, this album is sad. She's going through a lot, man. Mitski! I just love the power in this line. You had it once before, not anymore. Now go on to that sweetheart's door and find a new you. Finding yourself in somebody else, which is not a good idea because what happens when they leave, you know? You could touch fire, you could fly. It was your right, it was your life. And then it passed to someone new. It'll keep passing on long after you. It's an awareness of how good things pass. And this could be a reference to her career. This could be a reference to happier times in her life, or maybe better points and better experiences. But she has this recognition. It's like these things, they keep passing by. They keep passing me by. And I think that relates to some of the themes in the earlier songs where it's like, I got beaten down and I've had to become stronger. And so she's maybe reminiscing on a time where she was happier, more cheerful, and she had more hope. Should have been me. Start it again. Should have been me.
Well, I went through my list of friends and found I had no one to tell of this overwhelming clear feeling, strange serenity.
Wow. We definitely made a shift here. We're getting a little happier. We're out of that painful place that we talked about in the last couple songs. So that's good.
When I saw the girl look just like me, and it broke my heart, the links you went to hold me. I haven't given you what you need. You wanted me to encourage me. I'm sorry, it should have been me. And drop me in the middle of a labyrinth where I'd be stuck around. When I saw the girl
gonna be happier with the first line, but she says, I haven't given you what you need. You wanted me but couldn't reach me. So she feels like she didn't give herself the right way to someone. She wasn't there emotionally, mentally. Maybe she was caught up in other things. When I first heard the song, I was thinking it might be about her talking to herself, like she needed to nurture herself. She needed to take care of herself, and she wasn't doing it. You know, her body and maybe her mind and her soul needed that self-care, and she wasn't there for herself. That's kind of what I got initially. It could also be about not giving something to someone, not being there for someone, whether it's herself or somebody else. Interesting. Might need more time with that one, but it did entice me, and the instrumentals were fun. So next is I Guess. Songs in the album were about her finding her identity in somebody else, and this could be a partner. And this song says, it's been you and me since before I was me. Without you, I don't know quite how to live. It's like she doesn't know who she is. She doesn't even know how to live without this person. And, you know, I remember earlier I said earlier that when you make your identity in somebody else, it can be difficult to find yourself if they're not around. And I feel like this song is really capturing that. And it's really sad and emotional. And I love the way that she's singing it. I love the vocal delivery. This one's definitely up there on songs I really like on this album. Really, really deep. If I could keep anything of you, I would keep just this quiet after you. It's still as a pond I am staring into. From here, I can say thank you. From here, I can say thank you. Ah, so beautiful. It's just being grateful for what was. You know, it's better to have loved than to have never loved. That kind of message of just reflection and being grateful. That's so powerful and emotional to get to that point, but it's also heartbreaking to get to that point because you're saying goodbye. So that was a nice one. Next we have That's Our Lamp. hearing about the end of a relationship that just creates this vision in your mind. You can see yourself in the situation. We fought again. I ran out the apartment. You say you love me. I believe you do, but I walk down and up and down and up and down the street. Oh, that repetition of up and down. You can just see her pacing in your mind, and you get that image. And I think what's nice about this song initially, just from listening to that first few seconds, is the nuance of saying, you say you love me, I believe you do. And then later in the chorus, she says, because you just don't like me like you used to. It's like, I know you still love me, but the intensity has waned. And I'm aware of that, and I feel that, and it's something I can't deny. And I'm going through this process of accepting that reality. And that's really hard, and it's hard to capture that in a song because it's usually very black and white, but sometimes someone can just not feel that intensity for you that they did initially. And you can know that. And it's a weird place to be in. It's a really weird place to be in.
It shines like a big moon. We may be ending. I'm standing in the dark, looking up into our room where you'll be waiting for me. That's where you left me. That's where you left me.
It's sad. Oh, this is sad where she says past tense, thinking that's where you loved me. That's where you loved me. Getting the processing the end of the relationship. That's so hard. And she does it with this kind of fun, upbeat beat, which is really interesting. I think this could have actually been a really sad, slow song, but she decided to keep it kind of upbeat and dancey. What do I think about the album? We are finished now. I need more time with it for sure. I'm not a big fan of some of the more like dance tracks as much. I think I like some of her I think I like some of the sounds from her previous albums. I'm actually really excited to listen to Lush because I think I'll really like that one. I feel like that's more my vibe. But lyrically, we definitely got some really strong stuff from Mitski, and the personification, the imagery was really great. And I think the theme of this album, it was interesting because it's coming back from Mitski's break, and we kind of see where her mind is at and her mindset. So I'd be curious to see what y'all thought about the album. Did you like it on first listen? Does it get better with time? And what do you like about the lyrics? What did I miss? What are some of the meanings I missed? I'm excited to hear what y'all have to say, and I will see you in the next video. I am SherDelva.